Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Everyone fine, I guess. Today, I don't know you, but I feel like my head is going to explode. So I feel even worse than yesterday. So I am not a good example to follow. Así que, bueno. So I'm going to sleep faster right now. This is what you get when you see the same person every day. So there will be for sure one day that is not the best. So let's begin, and I will try to be brief. So I always say. While you get connected, I am advancing in things. So the topic for today, cause and consequence. Everyone for sure knows what is cause and consequence. So cause is the origin of something when you generate something, and the consequence, which is the effect, is the result of that cause, of that action that we take. Therefore, every action has a consequence. So, cause is the reason of things. Reason comes, cause in Latin means reason, and reason in Latin means the action of thinking. So, every action that we do has an origin in the mind, in the thinking. I set an intention to do something, but I set this intention through the three levels of consciousness. Not all the actions that we take are taken from the conscience, like being aware of what we do. Most of them are taken from the unconscious and the subconscious, most of them. So that's why we react in actions more than being aware of what we do. However, all of them comes from the mind. And the word effect comes from the Latin ex facto. That means something that came from the inside towards the outside, ex and facto, something that is done. So this word is not saying that it's not talking about the action, it's talking about the product, the final product of the action. So this would mean that cause is the mind, is the idea, is the action of the mental action, and then the effect is the result, the reaction of that thinking. So we would say that the cause lives in the world of ideas, and the effect is the manifestation in the worlds of objects, kind of, to have this relation. So we can say also that cause is the cosmos and the effect is the universe. What is the difference between cosmos and universe? Cosmos is the order of all the things, the perfect idea of the things, and the universe is the realization of the experience of this cosmos going out and coming back to itself, to the order. Well, as I was saying to you, good morning, I was doing this little frame to try to explain this. Let's see if we can understand it. Remember, remember that we repeat the same things like yesterday and the other days because all of the things are exactly the same, but we are perceiving them from different perceptions, from the different point of views. So what is this? Is a pattern of vibration. So in English it's different, but this vibration, as we see, is something that follows all the time. That is a continuous. Okay. So in Latin, the way how you say to follow is seque, sequire. So sequentia, sequentia means the action of following. Okay. So that's why we have sequence. Okay, in English. Sequence, subsequence, okay, consecutive. The word sequentia comes from the action of following. So then the other word is co. Co in Latin means together. So this would be positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, are different things, two different things, positive and negative, that get together in something that follows. Okay? So that's consequence. Consequentia is when different things correlate one another in a sequence, following each other. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay? So, so what this means is that anything that I do here will affect what happens here. Everything that I do here will affect what happened here. Okay? So it's a constant. So in this constant of the waves, whatever I do in the positive will affect the negative below. Whatever I do in the negative will affect the positive above. Because nothing is really separated here. Everything is connected in a sequence. So this sequence is shared by positive and negative. So that's why it's a consequence. And everything that I do will have a consequence in the next step. Everything is a space, but the movement of the frequency is different times. So whatever I do in this space, it will affect the same place in a different time, and so on. So if this dot here is the mind, what we will have here is that the mind makes a question within in the negative, makes a question. And this question will be projected in the positive as an answer. This is why the answer will be shared. That's why we call correspondence, which is the response of the inner question. So that's how the correspondence exists. So then, from this response to the mind, start to exist the vibration. So the vibration creates a path that tells us that everything is vibrating in the universe. So this vibration will have a rhythm. Okay, so the rhythm will be the time, so the frequency of the vibration. So this rhythm will say that every vibration has a low frequency, high frequency, low frequency, high frequency, and so on, constantly. Look into the infinite of the correspondence. For the vibration and rhythm, this is eternity. So for the vibration and the rhythm, this is like a consequence. This is like infinite. But this infinite, for the correspondence, is just this infinite. Will show us this, that the vibration and the rhythm are just telling us about an eternity in this way, that the correspondence only see as the symbol of the infinite. So you see here an infinite, an infinite, an infinite every time. Positive, negative, positive, negative. For the correspondence and the mind, there is nothing else. There is only one. Just this. Just first one. So, as for the correspondence and the mind is just this, the vibration can vibrate in different symphonies. So this symphonies makes us see this only infinite in so many different symphonies that we can see the whole, the consequence, the eternity. And this eternity is repeating the same ta, 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 tick, tack, tick, tack. So that's the rhythm. As you can see, nothing here is different. It's the same thing, and we call it in different ways. So, where comes the cause and the effect? So, we have here a question in the first time. The mind says, who can I become? And the answer says, you can become this. And then the vibration says this, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. And the rhythm says, but if you choose to be this, you will have to be this. If you choose to be that, you will have to be that. Rhythm. This is recorded, so then you can listen again. So what is the cause? The cause is always an idea, a thought, a perception, a preconception of the things. Conception. Here I have a concept. A concept. So if we have here a concept, because this repeats constantly again, this concept, because it's known, now will become what? A pre-concept. So if this concept repeats, I will call the next ones the pre-concepts. And if these pre-concepts repeat so many times, they will become a belief. So this belief brings me security. We feel safe with this belief. Why? Because the belief tells, doesn't matter what you do, it will happen always the same. You will have always the same result. So because of this result, you will feel secure because you know how to act. And that's why the belief becomes a pattern. Remember, pattern means protection. And all this is a structure of thinking. Now let's go into this. Every pattern and every belief is based in an original idea, which is truth. So once we know here that this is the only truth, everything that comes after this will be a distortion. What is a distortion? Distortion comes from the Latin to divide and bend something in two. That's distorted. Distortion. So to bend something in two. So when you have this unity and you bend it in two, okay, now you have a mirror. So it's not true. So anything that comes from this original idea and is a consequence from that original idea will be always a false pattern of belief. Okay? So there is no truth belief. So any pattern of belief, mine, yours, the religious guy, the scientific guy, everyone that has a pattern of belief is not truth. It comes from the truth, but not truth. This is why I usually say, this is my memory, or this is my point of view, or or according to my memory, because I cannot say this, what I'm saying is the truth, because it's a distortion of the truth. So this is why there is only one truth, and that only truth is in the original mind, in the aspect of the I am. So this is why, from this main idea, the I am, everything that comes next, all the effects that come later will be just distortions of the consequence. So here we have the original cause, I am. But then we have an effect. And after this effect, we create another cause. And this cause will have another effect. And this effect will create another cause. And so on. And these other causes will be distorted from the first one. So in the first one is I am, but in the next ones will be different aspects of the I am. So all the rest of the causes will be distorted, and all of them will be related with the self. So because the first cause was the I am, so all the rest of the causes will be distorted aspects of the cause of the I am. So every one of us. Now let's see this. We have here a cause, the pure cause, which is the I am, like a pure ray of light. And this pure ray of light, because of different vibrations and rhythms, project itself in different effects that we call chakras. This is what I was explaining today in the blog, saying this is the sun projecting its light, and through a drop of water we can see a rainbow. So what are the different colors of a rainbow? It's just the pure white light distorted through the different structures of a crystal. So we are water. This is water. So we are water. We are 70 to 80% water. And what do we have inside? The inner spiritual light. So we have inside this light that projects through the water of our self, through the DNA in our blood and cells. And from there, it projects into all the people around. Mom, dad, granny, grandpa, brothers, sisters, anyone, friends, partners, whoever. So this means that me, myself, within, I have the inner light of the I am. But I have lived so many lives that I have distorted this I am through many lives, through many experiences, having different causes. And because I had so many experiences, I am also now an effect of my own causes. I am the result of a consequence. And the results, the effects of this cause that I am, are reflected, projected into all the people and circumstances that I'm linked, bounded to emotionally. So every effect in our lives are the result of a cause that is also distorted. So to understand this, we have to start to ask ourselves, what are the effects that we create in our lives? Try to see, according to what you do in your life, what are the effects that you are provoking that you provoke in other people, that other people provoking you. So this is why I have to see the effects that I have in my life around, and understand that everything that I perceive from the outside is just a projection from my inner self into all the rest of the things around. Remember that you project everything outside by subconscious, unconscious, and conscious. The 3 levels of consciousness. And when you see that, you will understand that the origin of all of them are just an idea, a belief, a preconception. So the question would be, should I do something to escape this system? No. What I have to do is to know how to use it. Because willing to escape the system would be like willing to go on holidays, and you go to nature on holidays, and suddenly you get lost in a forest, and you blame the nature because you got lost. That's so stupid. Let's say you cannot get mad with nature because you got lost in a forest. So the only thing that we need to know is the map to the path again. But it's not the problem of the nature that you got lost. This is not about escape the forest, as I said. We have to learn how to use the map, or we have to reconnect with our intuition to find the path. But the forest is beautiful. My head is about to explode. Well, I hope this distortion that I just shared with you was able to be understood. So let's go to the alignment. The vibration for today is yeah. The statement is, I am the stair to all beings. The code for today is the elemental plane. On the surface of the world, the energetic and magnetical forces that originate the elements and forms of nature are known as elemental beings. As the word indicates, is the base or foundations of the reality, even though they don't live in it, like the particles that constitute molecules. Their projections are fairies, elves, dragons, and so many other entities that shape the energetical world of matter. Let's go to the rainbow. I sit comfortable. Focus in your breathing. Take a deep breath and become aware of the environment where you are seated. And with your imagination, start to expand a huge library all around you. I recognize that each book, of the thousands of them, through all the galleries, are data, patterns, and beliefs within my subconscious. This huge library where I find myself is my own Akashic records. And I, each one of us, is the only librarian of these records. It's in this way that I set my intention that my inner self can guide me to the information that I am reaching for here and now. And to find this book, I question myself about the biggest consequences that I had experienced in my life, and I had no idea why. And I look for the book where I can find the cause of those effects. I walk in between the books and the galleries until one of them called my attention, and I take it between my hands, decided to go to the office of consciousness where I can bring clarity to this cause. without judging anything. I go to the stairs of my unconscious to reach the light of the conscious above. Without any judgment and no expectations at all, I open the book to see the cause of these consequences. Take a deep breath, and I bring all this consciousness, all this light towards this cause. And as I resound, vibrate, I take this book to my solar plexus. I turn myself towards the stairs, and I see in every one of its steps the people that is projected from me, connected to this consequence. And I recognize I am the stair to all the beings. I am the stair to all the beings. I am the stair to all the beings. I am the light, and this is my rainbow. I recognize this cause and this consequence as tools for my life, and I set the intention to use them with consciousness. I use, I use, I use. I use my light to create the rainbow. I take my hands to my plexus, as I begin to bring this consciousness through my body, stretching, caressing, and yawning. And each one at its own time, come back here and now. So now we have this record open. The task for today is to write down the most or the biggest consequences and its causes, to become aware of them. Thank you everybody for being there as always, and see you tomorrow at the same time. And for all the English speaking people, remember that tomorrow, if you are a member of the RCM Foundation, you can join me and Guille in the 3-hour workshop conference for the Karnak Temple at 3 p.m. Egypt time through the RCM campus. So I await you there. Thank you.